Welcome to Return to Athens. Today, Athena and Phevos on display. Stars of the future in China. And we go ringside. All that and more as we return to Athens. Allow me to introduce you to Athena and Phevos, the official mascots of the 2004 Olympic Games. These two characters symbolise all facets of Olympic life: participation, goodwill, equality, cooperation and a sense of fair play. Phevos and Athena are brother and sister, and an ancient Greek doll inspired their creation. Their names are linked to ancient Greece, yet the two are children of a modern society. The pair of playful characters' names come from ancient Greek mythology. Phevos is named after the Olympian god of light and music, and Athena from the goddess of wisdom and patron of the city of Athens. Hence, Phevos and Athena represent a connection between history and the modern Olympic Games. Phevos and Athena are children, simple and joyful, full of vitality and creativity, perhaps mischievous and certainly lovable. Phevos and Athena see sports like a game, as children do. Children have a wonderful imagination, and in this sense, the mascots add character to the games. They find new ways to compete. They teach each other how to swim. They enjoy athletics. They hit a bullseye in archery. Their efforts defined by team spirit, noble competition and equality. While Athena and Phevos may be dolls, dolls are the oldest and perhaps most beloved toys of all time. For this reason, an ancient Greek doll served as the inspiration for the creation of Phevos and Athena. The original relic is a bell-shaped figure made of terracotta, its legs connected to the tunic-covered body by wire, allowing them to be movable. Most experts agree that the most important condition for labelling a figure as a toy is its movable limbs, drawing a symbolic link to how humans compete by using their arms and legs. While our mascots may be toys, they are brother and sister, a boy and a girl, symbols of human creation, but above all, the two children highlight the value of human scale and remind us that humanity was, is and will remain at the heart of the Olympic Games. Through their hilarity, their presence, their autonomy of movement, their will to cooperate and stay united, Phevos and Athena join us to express enthusiasm and a will to share the joy of the greatest celebration of humanity, the Olympic Games. To news on a more serious matter, the British government has come under fire from some of the country's greatest Olympians for refusing to return to Greece the so-called Elgin marbles in time for the Games. In a coup for Greece's campaign to right what it regards as an historical wrong, household names including Linford Christie, Daley Thompson, Alan Wells, Jonathan Edwards and Steve Smith added their voices to demands for the British Museum to give up the 2,500-year-old sculptures. Standing at the foot of the Parthenon, Wells, the 100-metre champion at the 1980 Moscow Olympic Games, and Smith, high jump bronze medalist at the Atlanta Games in 1996, said the 13 athletes involved were just a small fraction of the number who supported the return of the marbles.
I think if you look at the general public in Britain, they're very much behind the return of the marbles. And from the athletes' point of view, that's also reflected in many Olympic athletes and many top sportsmen in the country. The general views of the British public reflected through them as well.
Wells said he understood why Greece wanted the marbles back.
Scotland has a great heritage, and I think it's only right that the Greeks should safeguard their heritage. And you know, unfortunately, it was Lord Elgin that took the marbles, and I think it's appropriate for me to say that they should come back.
The marbles, mainly battle sculptures from the frieze of the Parthenon Temple on the Acropolis, were removed between 1802 and 1804 by Thomas Bruce, 7th Earl of Elgin, and shipped back to London. Gary Burchett, a representative of the committee, said the athletes chosen were household names that would raise awareness amongst the British public, which he said already supported the return of the marbles by 8-1.
1 year ago, to see if I could raise support amongst the British public.
There are many levels on why British Olympians would be very eager to support such a campaign. They realise that the marbles transcends what happens on the field, and there is that cultural attachment, and that the Olympic Games in Athens next August is a perfect opportunity for the British government and the British Museum to, I suppose, put in plan and put in effect the opportunity to get the marbles closer to their birthplace.
A long-running dispute between Greece and Britain, the issue has once again flared in the lead-up to the opening ceremony. It's even been suggested that London's bid to stage the 2012 Olympic Games could suffer over the controversy. Greece recently proposed the British Museum give back the marbles on a long-term loan in exchange for exhibiting other Greek antiquities. However, the museum rejected the idea out of hand and vowed to hold on to them in its long-held belief that the sculptures were safer in its keeping than in Greece. In addition, measures unveiled by Athens organisers and the government hope to make the Greek capital more accessible and friendly to visitors for 1 month before and during the Games.
Our goal is for an Athens that will be open, human, safe and festive. An Athens where everybody will be able to travel with ease without disturbing the working of the Games.
Athenians having to stretch their working hours to meet organisers' needs.
The measures will be as mild as possible, restricted to what is necessary, but also very successful in their implementation.
Renowned traffic jams due to garbage trucks will be a thing of the past, as collections must be after midnight. Shops in Athens will remain open with the exception of Sunday trading. Stores will operate Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 6 p.m. on Saturday. Public transport, including buses, will be available 24 hours, with Games ticket holders allowed free transfer to and from events. Balance, strength, precision and grace. These children have what it takes. They may look as if they've just left the cradle, but athletes around the world, beware. China is already churning out new talent for future Olympics. At the capital's renowned Shorshahahi Sports School, training starts at an early age. Only the most promising get the chance to attend the tightly scheduled classes that evoke memories of the once famous East German sports factories. Set up 45 years ago in response to low Chinese medal tallies in international competition, the school can boast 15 world champions amongst its former students, and gymnastics is one of the key programs. With the nation's hopes pinned on the young prospects as the next generation of medal-grabbing gymnasts, the pressure is on, some having a hard time dealing with the expectations.
My father always makes me practice, even more at home, and I am already so tired when I get back. So that's why I really don't like coming back home.
Chinese youngsters are already flooding the scene at international events after having gone through the tough training at state-run institutions like this one.
Most athletes on the Chinese gymnastics team were sent there from this school, and a number of those who are preparing to take part in future Olympic Games also came from here. They were trained at this school and then joined the national team.
Rigorous training centres around China have helped the nation secure a total of some 1,600 medals at the Olympics, World Championships and the World Cup since 1949. Once fully funded by the government, this school now charges fees, money that ambitious parents are willing to dish out.
They have it harder than other kids because they generally don't have any time for such things as watching TV. The training schedule is pretty tight. They have to practice in the afternoon and evening, and sometimes there are also morning exercises. So the years they spend at this school are quite strenuous, but I think the students can cope with it. They're very keen.
Table tennis is a specialty program at Shoshahahi, reflecting the sport's status in China. Future champions are plucked from kindergarten and study at a sports school until provincial or national teams select them, usually in their teens.
I hope that I'll be able to bring credit to our country at the 2008 Olympic Games and achieve some good results there.
At the martial arts training session, it's all about speed, nifty kicks and formidable punches. Movie star Jet Li learned his fighting skills at this school, a role model for many young warriors here. However, the main goal is to bring the ancient art of wushu, literally meaning martial arts, to the international sports stage. China is currently lobbying to make wushu an Olympic discipline. The president of the International Athletics Federation, the IAAF, announced in Germany tougher measures to fight cheating on drug tests and the managers who help them. Announcing heavy penalties for the use of banned substances, Lamine Diack said from March, bans ranging from 2 years to up to life may be imposed on managers, coaches or doctors helping athletes to take performance-enhancing drugs. The measure is aimed at tackling the growing scandal sparked by the designer steroid THG, whose recent discovery has rocked the world of sports. The IAAF decided to accept the World Anti-Doping Agency, or WADA, code as the basis to fight doping, but Diack said some existing IAAF rules, actually tougher than WADA's, would be maintained. For instance, athletes will still be suspended immediately after a positive A sample, without waiting for the testing of the B sample. The IAAF accepted WADA's principle that there could still be exceptional mitigating circumstances, but only reluctantly. The IAAF's stance on the matter is that an athlete is responsible for what is found in his or her body.
WADA said that we have to take care. The athlete is given the possibility to argue about circumstances. We said, okay, we will put it in our code, but exceptional circumstances will be really exceptional. But what is happening in our rule is that when your best sample is positive, you are suspended. Awaiting the hearing and the conclusion of the case, you are suspended. But we will not come back on this decision. You are suspended.
Some member federations had called for harsher suspensions.
No, but what we call now in regulation, we open completely all the personnel surrounding the athletes. who can be also guilty or pushing him or doing something like this. We cannot punish only the athlete. Instead, in finish, we have to take decision against this kind of person too. But now we have all the key. We have already a rule saying that when somebody is disturbing our sport, we can make decision against. But now it's very more clear, and we can take decision against this personnel.
What sort of...
Is there to be set penalties for offences?
Oh, sanction can be 2 years, can be till banishment by life banishment.
Hundreds of samples are being tested by IOC accredited labs around the world to determine the use of THG. Equipped with new supplies, bolstered spirits and high expectations, Iraqi boxers have started a tough climb towards their first Olympic appearance since 1988. Iraq's 24-member boxing team visited Kabbalah, 120 kilometres south of Baghdad, for a competition with local boxers, all seeking to win a spot on the Games team. The local boxers were trying to displace members of the national team. Sadly, none succeeded. Using funds seized from the former dictatorship, the Occupation Authority has provided equipment and salaries to the boxing team, which has a 2-ring training camp. Team members were provided with shoes and gloves, once something they had to buy themselves whilst the former regime headed the Iraqi Olympic Committee. The regime heads were well known for torturing and jailing athletes who failed to do well in competitions.
We were deprived of everything. We had no material nor moral support. The Olympic Committee was focusing only on football. Now we have been paid more attention, and we hope that we will have champions in the future.
Although the International Olympic Committee dissolved Iraq's Olympic Committee last year, the IOC has invited Iraqi athletes to participate at the Games. To get into the Olympics, the Iraqi boxing team will have to do well in qualifiers in the Philippines, China and in Pakistan. Coach Abdul Zahara Yawad said his boxers are determined to make it.
With God's will, and with the help of the Americans, we will achieve good results and raise the Iraqi flag in Athens.
The Iraqis also have an American, Morris Termite Watkins, helping them in the ring. Watkins fought for the WBC 63.5 kilogram title in 1980 on the undercard of the Muhammad Ali-Larry Holmes bout. After the elimination bouts, the boxers carried Watkins on their shoulders, chanting, "Iraq is back," their slogan for the Olympics. The Olympic boxing competition lasts for 15 days, with one rest day on day 13 of the competition. Boxing will be hosted in the Peristeri Olympic Boxing Hall, and if you want to be ringside for all the action, the best seats in the house will set you back €180. Finally this week, a look at road race cycling and the rich history that surrounds the sport. To begin with, a little background on cycling. Cycling features 3 disciplines: track, mountain and road. The track events are held indoors at an arena known as a velodrome. A velodrome has a hard surface, usually made of wood, with a specific camber added for speed. Road cycling includes 2 events, the road race and the individual time trial. The road race will be held in the historical centre of Athens, while the individual time trials will be held at the Bulyagmani Olympic Centre. Cycling was around long before the first modern games. Until 1839, bikes weren't in fact pedalled in the same manner as they are today. They were pushed along by the rider in a similar action used to ride a child's tricycle. However, in that year, Kirkpatrick Macmillan invented a pedal and crank mechanism. This set the framework for more advances for the bicycle. In the 1880s, cycling took another large leap forward, the invention of the chain and gear mechanism. This allowed the design of the bike to alter significantly, the wheels now smaller and of the same size as each other. The bike continues to be adjusted and altered today as cyclists strive for that extra edge on the competition. Road cycling was included at the first modern Olympic Games and was raced along the marathon course. Women joined the sport in 1984 at the Los Angeles Games. In Atlanta in 1996, another road event was added, the time trial. In Athens, the road race is an individual event, but there was a time when the road race also involved teams. From 1912 in Stockholm to 1956 in Melbourne, the team road race was an event. The event consisted of adding up the times and places of competitors in the individual race. In Tokyo, it was replaced by the 100-kilometre team time trial. This event went on until the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona. Then it was dropped for Atlanta and replaced by individual speed trials. Track racing was competed at the first modern Olympics, and there have been new events added to it as recently as the 2000 Sydney Games. Mountain biking events made their debut at the 1996 Atlanta Games. This in no way means that road racing is to take a back seat. Road racing combines the practicality and convenience of being a mode of transport. This means that getting started in the sport is as easy as riding a bike. Marty Nottstein, seen here winning the New York Road Cycling Championship, was a gold medal winner in Sydney. What's impressive about that is that Marty won gold in the match sprint on the track.
Well, you know, since winning the gold medal in 2000, it's been a big transition. One that's been difficult at times, but today just proves that, you know, with proper training and my dedication, you know, it's one of the biggest races of my career.
Perhaps this year we may see him win gold in another of cycling's events. Keep watching Return to Athens as we bring you the latest in the behind-the-scenes news and views in the lead-up to Athens 2004.